Every 3 minutes, an elderly person wakes up during the night to urinate, losing precious hours of restorative sleep, which are essential for their health and longevity. If you're over 60 and get up multiple times a night to go to the bathroom, you may be making simple mistakes that are sabotaging your quality of life and putting your independence at risk. Recent studies show that 78% of older adults do at least one thing wrong before bed that increases their need to urinate at night. But today, you will learn exactly what to stop doing in order to enjoy full nights of restorative sleep. Perhaps you've already noticed how these constant interruptions leave you exhausted the next day, irritable, and with less energy to enjoy life. You may have started avoiding drinking water in the late afternoon, or even canceled social activities for fear of not being able to sleep through the night. What you may not know is that there are 5 seemingly harmless habits that you likely do every day, and they are the real culprits behind this situation. Today, I'll reveal each one and show you how to fix them simply and permanently. Before sharing these discoveries that can transform your nights, I need your support. Leave a like if you care about your quality of life and want to wake up refreshed every day. Subscribe so you don't miss any insights that could change your sleep routine forever. Comment below how many times a night you have to get up to urinate. Your participation motivates us to keep researching and sharing information that truly makes a difference in people's lives. Every week I receive hundreds of messages from people who have transformed their sleep with the information I share here. That's why we created a special community of mature individuals determined to reclaim the deep, restorative sleep and energy they deserve. To join this family, just click subscribe. It's free and could be the first step toward getting full nights of restful sleep again. What many don't realize is that waking up multiple times during the night to urinate, technically called nocturia, is not just a natural inconvenience of aging. It's a sign that something in your routine is out of balance, and this imbalance can have much more serious consequences than you might imagine. Medical research shows that sleep fragmentation caused by nocturia is directly linked to an increased risk of nighttime falls, cardiovascular issues, cognitive decline, and even depression in the elderly. When you're forced to get up multiple times a night, your body never reaches the most restorative phases of sleep. Deep sleep stages, especially REM sleep, are when memory consolidation and cellular repair occur. This means that beyond waking up tired, you're also depriving your body of the healing and regeneration processes that happen during deep sleep. Over time, this chronic deprivation can accelerate aging, weaken your immune system, and reduce your ability to concentrate and make decisions. But here's the good news that can shift your entire perspective. In most cases, nocturia in the elderly is not caused by complex medical issues, but by specific habits that can be easily corrected. Through decades of research in sleep medicine and geriatric urology, 5 behaviors have been identified that, when eliminated, can drastically reduce or even completely eliminate the need to wake up to urinate during the night. Each strategy I'll share is backed by solid scientific evidence and has already been tested by thousands of people with extraordinary results. Harmful habit. Number 1, drinking liquids within 3 hours before going to bed. You might think this is obvious, but the truth is more complex and surprising than it seems. Most people make the mistake of cutting only water before bed, yet continue consuming foods and drinks that contain hidden liquids, which are even more problematic for nighttime sleep. What happens inside your body is fascinating. When you consume fluids in the 3 hours before bedtime, your kidneys continue processing those fluids precisely when they should be reducing urine production. On top of that, many elderly people don't realize that soups, fruits with high water content, like watermelon and melon, hot drinks like teas, and even some medications contain significant amounts of fluid that accumulate in the bladder overnight. Consider the inspiring story of Margaret, a 72-year-old woman from Phoenix, Arizona, who for years would wake up 4 to 5 times per night to urinate. She had tried everything, cutting water intake, taking medications, and even considering surgery. Margaret told me, I was desperate. My sleep was destroyed, and I felt like a prisoner of my own bladder. That's when she discovered that her nightly cup of chamomile tea and her bowl of soup at dinner were contributing far more to the problem than she had imagined. After following the complete strategy I'm about to teach you, Margaret was able to reduce her nightly bathroom trips to just once, within 2 weeks. The benefits of correcting this habit go far beyond simply sleeping better. When you stop overloading your kidneys before bedtime, your body is naturally able to produce more vasopressin, a hormone that concentrates urine and reduces its production during the night. This means you not only urinate less, but also experience deeper, more restorative sleep. You wake up more refreshed and have more energy during the day for the activities that truly matter. To apply this change in a practical and sustainable way, establish a liquid curfew 3 hours before your usual bedtime. For example, if you normally sleep at 10 p.m., stop consuming any type of liquid by 7 p.m. This includes water, teas, coffee, juices, soups, high water content fruits, and even popsicles. For people with limited mobility, prepare a small glass of water beside the bed only for emergencies or essential medications. If you have diabetes or take medications that cause thirst, speak to your doctor about alternatives and ways to shift your hydration routine toward earlier in the day. Margaret told me months later, I can't believe something so simple changed my life so much. I'm sleeping like I did in my 50s, and my energy during the day has tripled. My grandchildren are amazed by my vitality. Harmful habit number 2, eating dinner too late and consuming diuretic foods. This is a mistake that 85% of elderly people make without realizing they are sabotaging their own sleep. The timing of your meals and the specific types of foods you consume in the afternoon and evening have a direct and powerful impact on how often you need to urinate at night. When you eat dinner too close to bedtime, especially meals containing naturally diuretic foods, you're essentially programming your bladder to fill during the night. Foods like tomatoes, cucumbers, leeks, asparagus, watermelon, coffee, green tea, chocolate, and even some herbs like parsley and cilantro contain compounds that stimulate urine production. The problem is worsened by the fact that many of these foods are considered healthy, so people consume them without realizing they're creating a vicious cycle of nocturia. The science behind this is fascinating. Your digestive system needs about 3 to 4 hours to fully process a meal. During this time, especially when lying down, digestion slows, and diuretic compounds circulate in your body longer, prolonging their effects on the kidneys. In addition, sodium-rich foods, which many elderly individuals consume in excess, cause the body to retain water during the day and release it just when you're supposed to be sleeping. Let me share the transformational story of Robert, a 68-year-old retiree from Tampa, Florida. He used to be a night owl when it came to eating, dining at 8:30 p.m. and often snacking around 9:30 p.m., including fresh tomatoes, cucumbers, and a cup of green tea for digestion. He confessed, I would wake up religiously at 1 a.m., 3:30 a.m., and 5:30 a.m. to urinate. I thought it was just age, but I felt like a zombie during the day. After adjusting his dinner time to 6:30 p.m. and cutting diuretic foods after 4 p.m., Robert experienced a dramatic change in just 10 days, waking only once per night. 3 weeks later, he was sleeping 6 uninterrupted hours. The benefits of this change were deep and multifaceted. Not only did nocturia decrease, but digestion improved, acid reflux diminished, and his metabolism functioned more efficiently. Many people also report less morning bloating and a lighter, more energized feeling upon waking. To implement this strategy practically, set a rule to have dinner at least 4 hours before bedtime, ideally between 5:30 and 6:30 p.m. Create a list of sleep-friendly foods like lean meats, rice, sweet potatoes, bananas, oats, and vegetables like broccoli and carrots. On the other hand, avoid all the previously mentioned sleep disruptors along with alcohol, which may induce drowsiness initially, but later causes frequent awakenings. If your schedule is restricted or you need to take medications with food, talk to your doctor about adjusting your routine without compromising treatment. Robert recently said, "I've completely changed my relationship with food and sleep. Now I eat like a king at 6 p.m. and sleep like a baby. My wife is impressed and I feel 10 years younger." Harmful habit number 3, using the bathroom just in case before bed. This habit might seem like a smart strategy, but in reality, it's one of the most dangerous traps keeping older adults stuck in the cycle of nocturia. When you go to the bathroom as a precaution before bed, even without a real urge, you're training your bladder to function with smaller volumes and creating a pattern that reinforces nighttime waking. What most people don't understand is that the bladder is an extremely adaptable muscle that learns from repetitive behaviors. When you frequently empty it before it is truly full, you are essentially training your bladder not to expand properly to store urine efficiently. Over time, this significantly reduces the bladder's functional capacity, causing it to send urgency signals even when it contains only small amounts of urine. The physiology behind this is complex but fascinating. A healthy adult bladder can comfortably store 300 to 500 milliliters of urine before signaling the brain that it's time to urinate. However, when you develop the habit of urinating just in case, your bladder can start sending those urgency signals with just 100 to 150 milliliters, creating a false sensation of urgency that disrupts your sleep, even when there's no real physiological need. Take the revealing story of Dorothy, a 74-year-old widow from Seattle, Washington, who developed what she called her safety ritual before bed. Dorothy explained, "Every night, even when I didn't feel the urge, I'd go to the bathroom just to be safe. I thought I was being smart, but I ended up creating a monster." She would then wake up just 2 hours later with a sensation of a full bladder, when in fact, her body had been trained to operate on reduced capacity. After applying the bladder retraining technique I'll share, Dorothy gradually increased her bladder's storage capacity and now sleeps 5 to 6 hours straight regularly. The benefits of breaking this cycle are extraordinary and appear quickly. When you allow your bladder to return to its natural functioning capacity, you not only drastically reduce nocturia, but also regain confidence in your control, lower sleep-related anxiety, and significantly improve sleep quality. Many people also report a renewed sense of autonomy and control over their own bodies. To implement this change safely and effectively, begin by applying the real need rule. Only use the bathroom before bed if you truly feel a clear and unmistakable urge. If you don't feel the need but are worried, try distracting yourself for 15 to 20 minutes with a calming activity such as reading or soft music. In most cases, you'll find that the urge was just anxiety. If you have a history of incontinence or take diuretic medications, talk to your doctor about the best retraining protocol for your situation. For people with reduced mobility, consider keeping a portable urinal beside the bed for real emergencies, but avoid using it as a precaution. Dorothy told me months later, "I can't believe I was the one creating my own problem. Now I fully trust that my body knows what it's doing, and I sleep so much better knowing I'm not a slave to my own anxiety." Harmful habit number 4, sleeping in the wrong position and using incorrect pillows. This is a revolutionary discovery that few healthcare professionals are aware of. The position in which you sleep and the way your pillows are set up have a direct and measurable impact on how often you need to urinate during the night. Most older adults sleep in a way that inadvertently puts additional pressure on the bladder and disrupts circulation, both of which negatively affect the normal function of the urinary system. Sleeping in positions that compress the abdomen puts direct physical pressure on the bladder, which can trigger signals of fullness even when the bladder isn't actually full. In addition, improperly positioned pillows can impair blood circulation and venous return, causing fluids that accumulated in the legs during the day to be redistributed through the circulatory system at night, increasing urine production exactly when you should be sleeping. The biomechanical science behind this is remarkable. When you sleep on your side with a pillow between your legs and keep your spine aligned, you allow the bladder to rest in its natural position without external pressure. This posture also improves venous return, reducing fluid buildup that would otherwise need to be excreted during the night. Recent studies show that people who sleep in the correct position can reduce nocturia by up to 40% with just this one change. Let me share the compelling story of Frank, a 71-year-old former military man from Denver, Colorado. He had always slept on his stomach, believing it to be the most comfortable. Frank told me, "I served in the Army for 30 years and always slept this way. I never imagined my sleeping position could be causing my nighttime problems." He consistently woke up 3 times a night and was seriously considering seeing a urologist to investigate potential prostate issues. After learning about the connection between sleep position and nocturia, Frank gradually transitioned to sleeping on his side with a pillow between his legs. In just 2 weeks, he reduced his nighttime bathroom trips to once or twice. After a month, he was sometimes sleeping through the entire night without interruption. The benefits of correcting your sleep posture go far beyond reducing nocturia. When you sleep in the proper position, you also relieve back pain, improve nighttime breathing, reduce snoring, and allow your spine to naturally align, leading to deeper, more restorative sleep. Many people also report waking up with less stiffness and greater flexibility. To implement this change comfortably and sustainably, start by sleeping on your left side, which is better for circulation, using a medium firm pillow between your knees to keep your spine aligned. Use a head pillow that keeps your neck in a neutral position, not too high or too low. If you've always slept on your stomach, make the transition gradually. Start by slightly tilting to your side and use cushions for support until the new position becomes natural. For people with arthritis or joint issues, consider using ergonomic pillows or support cushions to ease the transition. Avoid sleeping on your back if you have sleep apnea or heavy snoring. Frank recently shared, "Changing something as simple as how I sleep felt like discovering a secret no one ever told me. I sleep better, wake up less, and even my back pain has improved. I wish I had learned this years ago." It's amazing how such a small change in sleeping position can lead to such transformative results, isn't it? Before we move on to the next discovery, I have a special request. If this information has been valuable to you, show your support by liking this video. It helps us tremendously to keep bringing you research and discoveries that can change the lives of thousands of people like you. Now, get ready to discover one of the most common mistakes that could be sabotaging your sleep without you even realizing it. Harmful habit number 5, keeping your bedroom temperature inappropriate and wearing the wrong sleepwear. This is probably the most underestimated and surprising factor that affects nocturia in the elderly. But when corrected, it can have a dramatic impact. The temperature of your sleeping environment and the clothes you wear to bed directly influence urine production at night through hormonal and circulatory mechanisms that most people are completely unaware of. When your room is too hot or your sleepwear doesn't allow for proper thermal regulation, your body enters a state of thermal stress, which interferes with the natural production of vasopressin, the hormone responsible for concentrating urine during the night. Additionally, excess heat causes vasodilation and changes in blood flow, leading your kidneys to filter more fluids, right when your body should be in nighttime conservation mode. The physiology behind this discovery is fascinating. During normal sleep, your body temperature naturally decreases by about 1 to 2 OC. This drop is a key signal your body uses to increase production of both vasopressin and melatonin. When your room is too warm, above 20 degrees C or 68 degrees F, or you wear clothing that prevents this natural temperature regulation, you're disrupting a fundamental evolutionary process that controls nighttime urine production. Studies show that people who sleep in temperature-controlled environments, 18-20 degrees C or 64-68 degrees C, can reduce nocturia by up to 50%. Eleanor, a 69-year-old retired teacher from Miami, Florida, had been battling nocturia for over 5 years. She told me, "I've always liked sleeping warmly, with the air conditioning off and wearing thick flannel pajamas, even in the Florida heat. I thought it was just a personal preference." What Eleanor didn't know was that this preference was completely sabotaging her sleep. She would wake up 4 to 5 times a night, sweating and with an urgent need to urinate. After learning about the connection between temperature and nocturia, Eleanor invested in a quiet air conditioner for her bedroom and switched to light, breathable cotton pajamas. The transformation was remarkable. In less than a week, she reduced her nightly bathroom trips to 2, and after 3 weeks, she sometimes slept through the entire night without interruption. The benefits of thermal optimization are profound and extend across many areas of health. When you sleep at the ideal temperature, you not only drastically reduce nocturia, but also experience deeper REM sleep, better hormonal regulation, fewer night sweats, reduced snoring episodes, and an overall feeling of greater rest and morning energy. Many people also report better blood pressure regulation and fewer hot flashes in postmenopausal women. To implement this strategy practically and affordably, keep your bedroom between 18 to 20 degrees, 64 to 68 degrees at night, using a fan, air conditioning, or simply opening windows if the weather allows. Replace synthetic or heavy sleepwear with natural, breathable fabrics like cotton, linen, or bamboo. Use cotton sheets or other natural materials that don't trap body heat. If you're on a budget, even a ceiling or portable fan can help improve air circulation. For those who feel cold easily, use layers you can remove during the night rather than thick pajamas. If you take medications that affect temperature regulation, talk to your doctor about how to adjust your sleep environment without compromising your health. Eleanor told me months later, "I can't believe something as simple as room temperature solved a problem that tormented me for years. Now I sleep like an angel, wake up refreshed, and feel younger and more energetic than I have in decades. My quality of life has completely changed. This strategy was truly transformational." Now that you've discovered the 5 habits that may be sabotaging your nights, let's talk about how to implement all these changes practically and sustainably. Now that you understand each of the 5 harmful habits that could be stealing your restorative sleep, let me summarize the transformational power that these simple adjustments can bring to your life. Stop drinking liquids 3 hours before bedtime. Adjust your dinner time and avoid diuretic foods in the evening. Eliminate precautionary bathroom visits before sleep. Correct your sleeping position and use proper pillows. Optimize your room temperature and wear breathable sleepwear. These strategies are backed by solid science and have already changed the lives of thousands. When applied together, they not only dramatically reduce nocturia, but also help restore confidence in your body's ability to enjoy full, uninterrupted nights of sleep and days full of energy and vitality. What's most extraordinary is that these discoveries put control back in your hands. You don't need expensive medications, invasive procedures, or special equipment. Just the willingness to make smart adjustments to habits you may not have even realized were causing the problem. Remember, your body has an incredible capacity to adapt and heal when you give it the right conditions. It's never too late to start sleeping better and waking up more rested. And these strategies can begin to work for you as soon as the first night you try them. I sincerely hope these insights transform your life or the life of someone you deeply love. If you've read this far, it's because you truly care about your health and well-being, and that fills me with joy and motivation to keep sharing science-based information that can change your reality. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and activate the notification bell so you'll always be the first to learn about strategies that can make a real difference. Remember, it's never too late to start living better. Until our next meeting, take care with kindness and wisdom.